Okay, so today we're heading up to Queensland.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, to Tamborine Mountain, actually.
Okay.
Have you been?
I have. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so we're going to take a deep dive into the Tamborine Diner,
Okay.
which is, one of those classic retro 1950s diners.
Yep.
We've got a bunch of stuff to go through. We've got some stuff on its history, the atmosphere, what
Yeah.
kind of food they've got, what people are saying about it, online reviews, that sort of thing.
Cool.
So I guess the main thing we want to get out of this is what is it about this place that makes it so special?
Yeah. What makes people go there?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's in a great spot, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Tamborine Mountain itself is such a draw card with the rainforests and the waterfalls. You got Curtis Falls there.
Yeah.
And the views are incredible. You can even see hang gliders taking off from the lookout points.
Oh, wow.
And there are wineries up there like Witches Falls and even a distillery.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then you got all those sweet treats like Granny Mac's Fudge. That does sound good.
So the diner itself being just off Main Western Road and near the information center
Right.
is really easy to find
Exactly.
for anyone exploring the area.
So those diners, the 1950s ones,
Yeah,
they're just such an iconic thing.
they are.
Even if you haven't been to one, you just sort of,
You know what it's going to be like.
you know exactly what it's going to be like. They all have the same kind of vibe.
Yeah. It's amazing how that's kind of stuck around.
I mean, you think about it, like they started off as just lunch wagons.
Right back in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
And then after World War II, they just boomed.
Yeah.
The economy was doing well. People were driving more.
Yeah.
And suddenly these diners became this hub for socializing.
Totally. Yeah.
And the design, like you said, is so recognizable.
Yeah.
That stainless steel, those huge windows to draw you in.
Yeah.
And then inside, you've got those bright color booths.
Yeah. Always red and turquoise.
Yeah, or hot pink, and chrome everywhere. Right.
Neon signs, checkered floors, Formica tables.
It's like a time capsule.
Yeah. And it was the place to be for teenagers back then.
Yeah.
And they still have that kind of cultural impact
For sure.
thanks to movies and music.
Yeah.
Even here in Australia, you've got places like the Starlight Lounge in Adelaide.
Right.
They really embrace that whole retro feel.
So let's have a look at the food.
Okay, let's see what they're serving up.
So the Tamborine Diner, they've got a really big menu.
Okay.
Way more than you'd expect.
More than just burgers and fries.
Yeah. So they do breakfast, pancakes, waffles.
Okay, the classics.
But then they have this huge pizza selection.
Pizza.
Yeah, all kinds. Margarita, satay, even prawn pizza.
Wow, that's a lot of variety.
And then they have what they call their main Western root burgers.
Okay.
Which are their signature burgers.
Right.
And they use a secret recipe for the patty.
Interesting. It's a secret recipe.
Yeah.
You think about a classic diner burger, it really all comes down to the patty.
Yeah.
You want good quality beef, a good amount of fat in there, simple seasoning,
Right.
salt, pepper, maybe a little garlic or onion powder. You got to get that nice crust from griddling or smashing it.
So their secret recipe
Yeah.
could be anything.
It could be a special blend of beef or maybe a unique seasoning mix.
Or maybe the way they cook it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all part of the mystery.
I guess we'll have to try it and see.
Definitely put that on the list.
Okay, so back to the menu.
Right.
They've also got all the usual suspects for dinner.
Like what?
Chicken schnitzels, fish and chips, nachos.
Right, all of the comfort food.
Yeah, exactly.
But they also have this thing called a 1-foot-long pork dog.
Oh, what?
A pork dog.
Yeah.
It's like a giant hot dog, but with pulled pork in, mac and cheese, bacon, pickles, shredded cheese.
Okay, that sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely a modern twist on a classic.
And they've got loaded fries, too.
Okay.
Chili beef, spring onions, cheese, BBQ sauce, sour cream.
Sounds pretty loaded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and of course they have milkshakes.
Milkshakes are a must.
Yeah, they've got the old school 1950s style ones.
Right.
But they also have these things called Dinah shakes.
Dinah shakes, okay.
Yeah, they have names like Chocolate Mountain Cookies and Cigar Mad Maca.
Wow, those sound interesting.
They sound intense. And
Yeah.
then they have a kids menu
Okay, good to know.
and good coffee.
What kind?
Giancarlo?
Oh, nice. Giancarlo's good stuff.
Yeah, they've got
Right.
the signature blend, which is meant to be dark sugar sweetness with citrus and a maple syrupy aroma.
That sounds delicious.
And the espresso blend, which is Rainforest Alliance certified, and it has nutty and chocolatey notes.
They clearly take their coffee seriously.
Yeah, so they really do seem to cater to everyone.
Definitely sounds like a place with something for everybody.
So we've talked about the food. But the whole point of a place like this is the atmosphere.
Yeah, you want to feel like you've stepped back in time.
Right, so what are we looking for?
Well, you've got to have those classic 1950s colors,
Okay.
red, turquoise, pink,
Yeah.
and that black and white contrast.
Right. Right.
Booths, chrome accents, swivel stools, checkered floors.
Yep.
It all adds to the vibe.
And the Tamborine Diner seems to tick all those boxes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, the article mentioned that they have photos of like Elvis and James Dean,
Oh, cool.
Maylis, Buddy Holly.
The icons?
Yeah, and those vintage ads and neon signs.
Again, central.
And even the tables are red and white checkered.
Wow, they've really gone all out.
Yeah, you can almost picture the music playing.
Yeah, like some classic rock and roll.
Yeah, maybe a jukebox in the corner.
And maybe even the staff wearing, like, retro outfits.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So it sounds like they've nailed the look.
But what about the actual experience?
Yeah. What are people saying?
So the reviews are kind of mixed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of people rave about the atmosphere, the
Right.
comfortable seating,
Yeah.
friendly staff, generous portions.
Okay.
They also like that the menu has a lot of variety.
And caters to vegans.
Yeah, there are quite a few vegan options. And the burgers, nachos, and milkshakes seem to be real crowd pleasers.
Good to hear.
There's also this hot dog that everyone's talking about.
Oh, right. The pork dog.
Yeah, the hot diggity dog, they call it.
Okay.
But on the other hand,
Oh.
there are some complaints about the food quality being inconsistent.
Like what?
Some people say the steak is dry, or the chips aren't great, or the salad is wilted.
That's a shame.
Yeah, and some people complain about the service being slow or disorganized.
Okay.
And there are a few mentions of order errors, which is never good.
No, especially if you have allergies.
Yeah, and a couple people mentioned cleanliness issues.
That's not.
So it's a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, it sounds like they have the potential to be great,
Yeah.
but maybe they need to work on consistency.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting, though, how positive the social media stuff is.
Yeah, everyone's posting about the retro vibe and the American-style food.
And those milkshakes.
Yeah, and that huge pork dog.
It makes you wonder how much of it is about the experience versus the actual food.
That's a good point.
So to sum it up, it sounds like the Tamborine Diner is really trying to recreate that 1950s diner experience.
Yeah.
You know, I've got the mountain setting, the retro theme, the big menu with classic diner food, and some more modern stuff, too.
Yeah.
The key takeaway, I guess, is that they've managed to create this really nostalgic experience in a unique location.
Yeah.
But they need to make sure the quality and service are consistent if they want to keep people coming back.
Makes sense.
So here's something to think about.
Okay.
We've seen how well the 1950s theme works for a diner.
Yeah.
What other historical periods or cultural themes do you think could be turned into unique dining experiences in your own area?
That's a good question.
It's all about taking that essence of another time or place and giving it a local twist.
Yeah, I like that.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Tamborine Diner.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it has.
We'll see you next time.
So it's good.